Hey guys, welcome to this DevOps project session, and in this session we'll be learning how to build a DevOps project from scratch. Also, please subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss our upcoming videos. And also, if you want to become a certified DevOps professional, Intellipaat is offering a DevOps course and you can see the details in the description. So now let us take a quick glance at the agenda. So the first thing we'll be doing is we'll be creating a DevOps lifecycle from scratch, and the second thing would be there are some specifications for that DevOps lifecycle, and let us see that. So the first specification is a Git workflow should be implemented, and the second is code build should be automatically triggered whenever there is a commit in the develop or the master branch. And finally we'll be using tools like Git, Jenkins, Ansible and Maven to make this possible. And in the CI/CD implementation, we'll be doing all these. Now let us move on with the session.
So you will have a problem statement that you have hired as a senior DevOps engineer in Adopt software. They want to implement DevOps lifecycle in their company. So you have asked to implement this lifecycle as fast as possible. Adopt software is a product-based company, and their product is available on this GitHub. So what exactly the specifications are there? You need to set up the Git workflow. That means you as a developer, your code is going to be developed on the development branch, and then you have to take a pull request. That request is going to be merged to the master, and then whatever the master code has, it is going to be built, and that is going to be pushed to the production environment. Okay, so this is your problem statement. Now for that, what you require, first of all, a Jenkins server. Okay, a Jenkins server where you can create your job. So what type of job you are going to create? Can anybody tell me for this problem statement what type of job we require? Freestyle job, Maven job, or what?
Maven project.
Maven project, sure. Okay, if you go with the Maven project, so how many jobs you need to create? So if I set up with the Maven job, I have to create total 3 jobs to create a pipeline. But I'm not going to use Maven job. I'm going to create the Jenkins pipeline job where I'm going to use whatever build tool you have. So let's see first of all what exactly the code is. Okay, I'm not aware of the code. Let me check what code they provide us. I've opened that link. Yeah, so this is the link. Okay, it's just a simple index.html. That means you don't need to require any build tool. Okay, for Apache. Let's implement this. Then I will show you how Maven is going to work with your Jenkins pipeline. That is in another use case. What I'm going to show you from my side. Okay. So I have written some Jenkins file. Okay, so this is one Jenkins file. I'm just copying this Jenkins file for our work, and we will modify it according to our requirement. So first of all, you have to go into the new item, demo project 1. I'm going to build the pipeline job. Okay, this is my script. So let's modify it a little bit so that we can work on this. So I don't want this Maven right away because it is not a Mavenized job. I have to just clone this repository, or better to click here. Okay, after, so there is no building such thing. Okay, so we don't need any build stage. We need directly a deploy stage. But the problem is here, my Apache is not going to be run on this server master. So can anybody tell me how to set up the node, slave node? I want to set up a slave node on this Jenkins server where my deployment is going to be happen, where exactly my file is going to be deployed. So how to set up node? It was there in your curriculum. Okay, let me show you. So this is my Jenkins master. This is one server. Okay, and this is my another server. Where is my Apache is running? Let me note down the IP address. Let's check whether my Apache is up or not. So my Apache is not running. So what I have to do that first, I have to set up my Apache properly so that my deployment can happen successfully. So what you need to do, we have to log in into that server, which is going to be your Jenkins slave. Check whether your Apache process is running or not. It's CentOS, so it should be HTTPD. Okay. So how to install Apache? Yum install httpd-y. Okay. So my Apache installed. Now I have to start the service. Okay. So my Apache is installed. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm able to get the HTML content whatever I have put over there. So it's confirmed my Apache is running. Now guys, you tell me, do I need to install Git on this server or not? Okay, so nothing is there right now in my Apache server. Just a testing page by default. This is a default page Apache provides you. Okay.
Okay guys, a quick info. If you want to become a certified DevOps professional, Intellipaat offers a complete course on DevOps which covers all the major concepts and also all the tools which a professional should know. So for further details, you can check the link in the description. So now let us continue with this session.
So right now I'm not installing anything. Let's see what will happen. Before that, what you need to do that we have to set up the SSH keys so that you can make this server Apache server as a Jenkins slave. So how to do that? You have to see what are your keys available here. First of all, you need to create one user called Jenkins. Provide a password to that user. Sorry. But this Jenkins user is a normal user. It doesn't have any admin rights. But you need to provide the admin rights to this user so that it can do the admin work. Otherwise, your job will get failed. So how to do that? You have to go into the sudo file, and you have to make an entry that you are giving admin rights. That means whatever the command your Jenkins user is going to run, it will run with the root privilege. No password subroutine means it won't ask for any password. So this is my user has been created. Now you have to add public key of Jenkins master in the home directory of Jenkins user. Okay, where you need to copy, you have to create one file called authorize key and enter the content of this public key. Okay, let's see whether I'm able to do the passwordless SSH to the Apache server or not. Yes. Oh, sorry. It gives you permission denied. Why? I will tell you. Because the permission of this authorized key file is open for others. So you have to change those permission. Let's try again. This time I'm able to SSH to the slave machine successfully. Okay. So this is done. But still on the Jenkins server, you won't see any slave machine. Where you can check it out that whether you have that slave machine or not? You have to go into the manage Jenkins. Under manage node, right now you can see there is no slave available. For that means Apache slave is available. So how to add that slave? Create new node, give any name, Apache slave permanent agent. Let's copy the IP address of this machine. Okay, root directory will be home Jenkins. You can give a label Apache slave host. You have to provide IP address. Credential, right now nothing is there. I'm going to put this credential because I have already configured. The known host verification, no, I don't want. Otherwise, it will ask for that unnecessary. Okay, let's see whether my Jenkins slave will come up or not. I know might be it is going to fail. Let's see. Launch agent. Now it fails. Can anybody tell me why it is fail? See the log and tell me. What is the prerequisite to run the Jenkins? Basil, can you tell me what is the prerequisite to run the Jenkins process successfully?
Is
Guys, I am
Java?
yes. Java is not there. That's why my client, my process, slave process is failed. Let's see Java is there or not. There is no Java. So you have to install Java first. Search open JDK show. And we have to install Java 1.8 because we are using Jenkins 2. So this is the prerequisite. Just you have to remember. It always requires Java 1.8. So don't install Java 1.6 or Java 1.7. What happened? Oh, sorry, I'm not root. Okay, my Java has been installed. Let's try to bring that slave again. Let's go launch. Again, it is failing. Why? SSH host key are not being verified. This time, SSH key is creating issue. Okay, I got why it is creating issue. Key exchange was not finished. Okay, let's try from here. But it was running successfully here. Okay, got it. I will tell you what was the issue. The problem is we are using here username and password, and we have to configure keys and what we did wrong. So let's configure keys first. SSH username with private key, Jenkins SSH keys. Username is Jenkins. Okay, enter directly what is my private key. We have to put the content of this file. Okay, and add. Let's try with this. I don't want any verification. Launch agent. Public key authentication failed. SSH Jenkins at the rate Apache 1. Here it is working. Okay, got it. ADC SSH. So some restrictions are there. Let's see whether those restrictions are up or not. 422 should listen from everywhere. Should be open. Public key authentication. Password authentication is also, it should work, but it was not working because all these options was disabled. And you will face these issues because these are the cloud machines, and every cloud machines will come up with these restrictions. So you have to remember all these settings, guys. Okay, still I am facing this issue. Fine. What we will do this time, I will go with this launch. Yeah, okay. So it is taking my username and password properly. So you can see what it is trying to do. It is trying to download or simply run this remoting.jar under this directory. So if you go here under Jenkins home directory, you will see that jar was there and it is executed. Now my slave is up and running successfully. You can see here. Now what we need to do? We have to tell the job that bro you have to run on this machine. So how you can tell that job? You have to configure it your Jenkins file or Jenkins script. So this is the node parameter and you have to provide that slave name. So it is going to run on that machine. It will download this website.git, okay, with this content. Okay, what we next we have to do? Let's see how it looks like. It's throwing error. Let's first check what error it is. So it is closing here, it is closing here, extra spaces. Okay. See, it fails, but it is running on Apache slave. Now, guys, you tell me why it is failed. It's giving you the proper, see the logs, understand the logs. You can understand why it is failed. Tell me why it is failed.
It's showing like cloning error, something error
So,
cloning remote repo.
okay, that's fine. It is failing due to cloning. So, who is responsible to clone the repository? Which tool will do the cloning?
Git.
Git. That's why I ask you that at that time, do we require Git on this machine or not? So you have to make sure whatever the things you are writing in your Jenkins file, the prerequisites for those things should be It successfully run this time. It just download, clone the repository, and you see the content. Okay. Now let's try to deploy your index.html in the proper to write the further steps to deploy your index.html and images folder into the proper location. So I told you, as it's going to be run with the Jenkins user, we have to use sudo. Everything needs to be copied under HTML folder. So this is my deployment step. Okay, let's try and run this time. What will happen? Let's see. Failed. Why? Images. So understand, this is a folder. So folder never be run with cp command. So what you need to do, you have to write the proper command, what exactly that command should work with the folder. So we have to use -r, recursive copy. Okay, this time it ran successfully. Okay, it copied everything. Let's see whether this time I will get my page or not. Hello world. Okay, if I type images. So this is one use case. This is a small Jenkins file. You have to write the multiple Jenkins file for multiple type of work, or it can be in another way. You have to write a generic Jenkins file which can handle any type of work. So that generic Jenkins file is going to be long sometimes. So you have to make yourself comfortable in writing the Jenkins script or Jenkins file. I can do the same thing. I can copy this stuff into the Jenkins file and call that Jenkins file. Okay. So this is one use case where I'm just downloading everything and just deploying. There is no compilation is happening. Let's see with the compilation using Maven. So I have one job. Let's go in CI/CD. Let me check. I forget that name. Okay. If you want to do some R&D without making changes in your main script, just click on the job which is run successfully. You can go into the replay. You can see the script change as per your requirement and do whatever you want to do. You can easily do that stuff also. Okay. So it is running on my master machine. Let me check whether my Tomcat is installed or not on in this machine. Okay, so my Tomcat is up and running on this machine. So I am going to run everything on master only. So this master job is what it is trying to do. It is fetching some code. Okay, using Maven, I am building the package and I am deploying that package to this Tomcat server. Okay, let's see. Build now. So you can see Maven, it using Maven to compile my code, and it is deployed successfully in my destination folder. So if I go and run, oh shit, 1 minute. Let me check on which port my Tomcat is running. Okay, it's running on port 8081. So if I copy this same, I have to provide the context route. See, my application is up and running. Okay, if you have still any doubt what I am going to do, I will go to the destination folder. I will remove everything from here. Okay, nothing is there. If I refresh this page, nothing is found. Okay, it throws an error that your context route called a hello world war 1.0.0 is not available. Let's try to rebuild this pipeline again. Okay, let's refresh this page. See, if I show you the contents, now it is getting copied right away. Who is doing this, all this thing? My pipeline. My pipeline will compile the code, clone the code, build the code, and deploy the code. So this is the way your work is going to be happen in any of the organization. You have to write this type of Jenkins file. So there are two type of Jenkins file are present in the market. One is declarative and another is scriptive. I hope guys you are aware of this type of Jenkins file. Okay, so this is the way you can write your own pipelines. Let me check if I have any example of big pipelines so that I can show you something. So you can see this is little bit big pipeline. So this is scriptive. Okay, so I will show you that if you see, to understand whether it is a scriptive or scriptive or declarative. If you try to use the if command on top of stage, then that is a scriptive. Just for understanding purpose. Another purpose is that that declarative always start from pipelines. Pipeline. This all these are scriptives. Okay. Declarative are start from pipeline. Let me show you if I have that pipeline. No, all are scriptive. Okay, I can show you from here. Okay, so the best way is on the Jenkins doc. So if you go here, so you can see all the declarative pipelines start from pipeline. Okay, and all the scriptive will start from node like this. So this is the difference between declarative and scriptive, because there is no node parameter available in declarative. Node is just a parameter which you can find from the Groovy, and it can be written in scriptive very easily. If you try to use node in declarative, it will throw error, because here in declarative agent is there. Okay, so this is the way you can compare the things or figure it out whether you are working on a declarative or you are working on a scriptive, because still a lot of people I found that they don't know the difference between declarative and scriptive. Okay, so this is one of the declarative pipeline, scriptive pipeline I was returning. So it depends on, so these stages will call on the basis of environment variable. That means dynamically stages is going to be added if that variable is there. For example, if my pipeline params.checkout variable is yes, then only this stage is going to be included in my pipeline, otherwise it won't include. Same thing is happening here. So this is a scriptive pipeline. Dynamically your stages is going to be added on the basis of your if conditions. Simple if conditions has been applied in all the stages, and those stages will be called on the basis of those if conditions. Okay, so this pipeline is totally tested and it is running in production environment. Okay, so try to understand this pipeline. Okay, so you can just go and read this pipeline, try to modify if you're able to modify yourself, because it doesn't require any dependency of that you need those servers where this pipeline was running. No, it is, you can modify it, provide your server names, and it can work in your pipeline also. Okay, so this is regarding your project revision, or I can say project demonstration, how it looks like. Definitely you are not going to write us this type of small Jenkins file. You have to work on the big Jenkins file, because people wants that whatever things you are writing, it should be repeatable with any kind of requirement. That's why this pipeline has lot of tendency to handle any kind of requirement. That's why I told you it will pass using condition. It is a conditional based pipeline. I have to just pass the environment variables and it will do according to the requirement. So it will just run only for the building purpose. It will also run till from the end to end. That means it will build the code and deploy the code to the production also. So everything is going to be maintained from here. If it fails, it will send the email notification to the required team in each stage. And if it is passed, successfully run, then it will send the required email to the required team. So this is the way this pipeline works. Okay, so this is about your project.
Okay guys, a quick info. If you want to become a certified DevOps professional, Intellipaat offers a complete course on DevOps which covers all the major concepts and also all the tools which a professional should know. So for further details, you can check the link in the description. Okay guys, we've come to the end of this session. I hope this DevOps project session was useful for you, and if you have any doubts in the project, please feel free to comment about it below and we'll love to help you out. Thank you.